Hi gents, I was asked to do a quick lather tutorial as to how I build my lather with my brushes. So one brush in particular I'll be using today is the latest group by Shavemac, and this one is a unique 2-band bulb. As you can see, it's just been soaking. It's got a lovely hexagonal structure to it, honeycomb structure. The soap I will be using is Haslinger honey. As you can see, it's got quite a few uses out of that already, and it's still strong. Great soap. Be making the lather in my Steve Woodhead scuttle. So what I start by doing is with the damp brush. As you can see, it's still pre-soaked. I'm actually just going to get the puck, which has been soaking itself, and I'm just going to, with very light pressure, use the tips to pick up the soap. What I'm trying to do here is, I don't have a particular time limit on loading the brush, but I do want to saturate that top white band with soap. So as you can see, the puck is already starting to lather up. That is the brush. It's already got a very decent load on there. I'm going to carry on. I just want to load the brush up very well. This soap is excellent. I mean, look at that, it's actually spilling out the bowl. There is so much lather just collecting off the puck from the off, and it's got a gorgeous honey scent as well. So what I'm going to do is, this is my brush. Geez, look at that. Okay, so this brush picks up soap very, very quickly, as just demonstrated, and that's the amount of lather on my soap, the amount of soap on my brush. I'm going to take the remaining pre-lather there in the bowl, and I'm just going to add it to my scuttle. It's all good stuff. So excuse me whilst I just do that. Actually using the soap to scoop the lather because it's that thick. Okay, so what I have now, just dry my hands, is I have some of the pre-lather in my scuttle, as you can see there, and obviously I have the soap that's collected on the brush. So now again, I'm just using the tips, almost as though you're using an aggressive razor. You're not looking to add any pressure, you just want the tips to release that soap that's collected, mix with the water that you will add at a later stage to the bowl, and create that creamy ice cream, double cream, whipped cream, whatever you like, lather type you like to use. So yeah, because it's so selective, some people like runnier lathers, others like slicker, other like thicker lathers. Some just go for the scent itself, and as long as performance is half decent. So it is a very personal thing for every shaver as to how their lather is constructed. As you can see, I've been swirling around for a little while. I've got loads in the brush, quite a fair amount in the bowl. Once it's got to this texture and it's quite sticky, the brush is almost sticking to it, I'm going to add some water into my scuttle. So in order to make this accurate, I'm not going to add this amount of water to it, but I have my Pyrex jug with its measurements. I'm going to obviously just give you a quantity that I'm adding in. So I'm going to start with 2 teaspoons. Okay, so that's 2 teaspoons of water in there. There's 10 mils. So again, just with the tips. At this stage, I'm really looking to incorporate the water into the lather. I don't want it to be too runny at this stage. I want to add it in increments and almost get a chewing gum like texture at every single stage, until that you've got that lovely slick, hard, sweet sheen to the overall lather. So yep, just going at it now. So overall lather appearance. Okay, so at about this stage, when I've got the lather building well, I just shake the brush forward and back. Again, this just helps aerate the lather, and then again, once I've done that, swirl it around. So now if I show you how much lather we've actually built in the scuttle, I'd say we've probably been building the lather for at least a couple of minutes now. And I have a really good amount in there now, so it's almost doubled in size. Again, you have the brush filled with lather itself. So now that I've got to this chewing gum stage again, and I can't see any visible air bubbles in the lather that I've constructed within my scuttle, I'm going to add a touch more water, so say another 2 5mm teaspoons. And once again, I'm just going to build that lather back in the scuttle. I like to use the sides of the scuttle at this stage because they're all well lubricated. I don't usually use a silver tip badger in my scuttle simply because I love the feel of it on my face, so I prefer to face lather. But for the purposes of this video, once again, forward and back. Okay, I've got loads and loads and loads of lather here, so I'm just going to once again just knock out these air bubbles. Okay, so that's my scuttle, loads of lather in there. That's my brush, even more lather probably in there. Just going to once again swirl it around for the final time. Yeah, so that's the final amount of lather I have in my bowl and the brush. If I empty my brush into my scuttle, so if I just show you here, don't pinch it too hard, but that's the brush and that's the amount of lather that is in the brush. So if I add this now to my scuttle and just wipe off, this is the amount of lather I now have in my scuttle. If I even that off with the brush once more, you can see got an absolute ton in there. There's lots of lather. That's the depth. It's probably at least 50% filled with this lather. Absolutely gorgeous lather as well. I'll just show you a close-up of it. So that's the lather. There is no visible air bubbles, maybe 1 or 2 actually you can just see there, but if I show you how it peaks, perfect, slick, hard, almost a hard candy-like sheen to the lather. It's hard to make up on the camera. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, so almost like a hard candy sheen. It peaks beautifully. It's slick, very, very thick, good protection. Yeah, beautiful lather. So yeah, that is how I build my lather. Hope you enjoyed watching that, and I hope it helps you when you come to building your lather for your shave. Thanks very much.